Every model manufacturer seems to have an Achilles heel, or at least something with a loud group of people complaining about it. For ScaleTrains, it's not so much an Achilles heel as it is an Achilles knuckle. The scale plastic couplers that ScaleTrains locomotives come with out of the box look fine, but when exposed to rigorous running, can become a bit of a problem. Fear not, however, swapping couplers is very simple. This is CSX-113, a ScaleTrains GE AC44 diesel locomotive that has weaseled its way into a few of my videos. While I thought swapping couplers was one of those so easy a caveman could do it things from that one insurance company's commercial, I do occasionally run into people who are a little nervous about doing things like this. No, George, I'm not calling you out, you're learning and we'll get there. I am filming the coupler replacement process on 113 to hopefully demystify it for a modeler who is learning. This is the coupler I will be using to replace the factory ScaleTrains coupler, the KD148, which is almost identical to the ubiquitous KD number 5, but with built-in return springs, or whiskers. These couplers come with the magnetic trip pins already installed. If you don't have uncoupling magnets on your layout or club layout though, about all these do is get caught in the switches. You can clip them off, bend them up, or tweak them however you see fit. I used this tool from Micromark to bend them up a little. Now for the fun part. Flip the locomotive upside down. A foam cradle is a very handy thing to have. Try to ensure the cradle is not gripping the sunshades on the cab windows, those come off easy. Don't ask how I know. A set of small magnetic screwdrivers and a set of various tweezers make working on models so much easier, and Amazon has plenty of options. To remove the couplers, unscrew this screw in the middle of the coupler box. You may have to push down harder than you think to get the screw to break free, but once it's moving, it should come out easily. Once the screw is out, pull the coupler and coupler box out of the end of the engine. It may fall to pieces once clear, but don't worry, it's easy to put back together. Otherwise, try to grip the box, as the screw was the only thing holding it together. There are 4 parts here: the coupler box, the lid for the box, the coupler, and the brass return spring inside of the box. Because I am installing a whisker coupling, I'm going to pry the brass spring out of the box with a flat screwdriver and dispose of it. The new coupler goes in the box with the trip pin facing up. Make sure the whiskers get inside the box as well. Once it's there, slip the lid into place over the box. The coupler box lid is the bottom of the box, so keep that orientation in mind when you slip the box assembly back into the locomotive. Clearances are tight, so it may take a couple tries or feel tight, but you'll work it in there. Once the box is back in place, put the screw back in. If the screw won't go in straight, turn it counterclockwise, or to the left, until you feel the threads settle into a different groove. Don't force the screw in at an angle. That's called cross-threading and is a bad thing. Let it find its proper orientation and send it in that way. You want the screw tight enough to hold the box steady, but not so tight that the coupler can't freely swing. That's the back coupler done. Now for the front. On the AC44, the front coupler is a little tricky as you have to work the box around the engine's plow. It's doable, it's just a pain in the butt. It'll take some pushing and pulling along with some angles, but eventually it will click past the plow. If the plow does come off, 2 small dabs of super glue and a steady hand will get it back on no problem. Once the box is out, the process is exactly the same as for the rear coupler. When the front coupler box has the new coupler in it and the box has been screwed back in place, the job is done and the locomotive can be returned to the rails. There she is, now with a much more iron grip of a handshake. Bad joke aside, while this job is a little fiddly, it's pretty easy and not a bad way to warm up to the idea of working on models. My point is this: you don't have to be afraid of working on a model locomotive. Just be gentle and try not to hold tiny parts over the edge of the workbench. As always, stay safe out there and enjoy the world's greatest hobby.